Welcome back to Shadows of Brimstone. We're with Marshall and Ashlee, the rancher, and we're trying to get across this huge Targa Plateau area with cracked ice, which means every space costs us 3 movement, or we risk damage by falling through the ice and getting all frozen and cut up by the sharp ice. All right, let's continue on. Last episode I left some notes when they got the double sixes for the event. They could either roll to remove D6 wounds or sanity, or take a grit. So basically now to fix things, Marshall has 1 wound still. He took a grit, and Ashlee healed 5 wounds, but I had to put her grit back because it was either or, you don't get both. All right, let's see if we can hold back the darkness. All right, holding back the darkness. And we get an 8. Oh boy, we're getting lucky. 8, excellent. All right, let's go and see if we can get across this huge expanse of cracked ice. All right, this is where we want to roll to move and see a lot of 6s. So Marshall up first. He rolls a 1. How to deal with this? Because if he moves 1 space with a 1, I think... Does he have to move before he rolls the grit to add movement? I don't think he has to. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to rule it that he gets a grit because he rolled a 1. He is technically on the Targa Plateau because he is here and here, so he's going to take a wound. So we're going to give him his wound for rolling a 1, which is off to not a good start. But he's at his maximum grit of 3, so he's going to spend the grit to immediately roll for more movement. Come on. Rolls a 4. So he has a total of 5 movement. So he can safely move 1 space. But if he moves any more, then he risks damage. And I think we're going to not bother risking damage at this point. So that was pretty sad. This cracked ice is really annoying. All right, up with Ashlee to roll to move. Come on, a 6. And she rolls a 2. So she either has an option to not move at all or risk taking damage. Well, she's going to move 1 beside Marshall, and let's hope she doesn't roll a 1 or 2. And she rolls a 5. So she doesn't take damage from cracked ice, but because she rolled a 2 in the Targa Plateau, if you roll a 1 or 2, you take a wound for the coldness. So she now has 4 wounds, so this is not a good start to this cracked ice room. This is really bad. We need to get all the way over here. Wow, this is pretty rotten. All right, let's see if we can continue holding back the darkness, at least. All right, continuing to try to hold back the darkness, and we get a 5. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. The darkness is going to move. All right, and yeah, I've corrected our posse marker. Should be here because we've had 2 rooms. Back to this rotten, cracked ice room. Boy, this is going to take us about 75 turns to get across here if we want to do it safely. All right, back to the board. Okay, back to the cracked ice room. Up, Marshall up first. Roll to move. Come on, high. 5. Again, a 5 is only good enough to move safely 1 space. He needed a 6 to be able to move 2, because we need to spend 2 extra movement per space to not roll. Wow, should he risk it? Boy, he can. He does not have a lot of health. I think he's going to risk 1 more space. So that would be, he's taking a risk here. And let's roll a d6 and not get a 1 or 2. And he gets a 6, so he gets away with it. He gets away with it. Now we could move 1 more space, risking it again. And do we want to do that? Because we have 1 movement left. Because we spent 3, 4. That would be 5. I don't know. That's, well, you know what? We're here for risk, right? He moves 1 more space. Let's see what he gets. He rolls a 4. He's safe. So he found a safe path across. Wow. This is a terrible, terrible card. I hate this thing. All right, cracked ice still, yeah, and it remains in play. So Ashlee, come on, get a 6, Ashlee. She gets a 5 as well. So she's going to move. That's 3 movement safely. She's going to play the game same as Marshall. She has more health, so she's going to move. That's 4 movement, and she has to roll. She rolls a 3. So now she has to take the same risk. Possibly she has one move left, or she can stay there. She's going to take that one. Going to take the risk. Let's hope she does not blow it. Ah! She blows it. She falls through the ice, takes damage. She's going to take D6 wounds. No defense. So she takes 2 wounds. That was not good. So she had 4 damage, and now she's going to have a total of 6. So 6 wounds of 16 health. But we did manage to get about halfway across this room. Wow, this is not good. All right, back to holding back the darkness. All right, time to hold back the darkness. Oh, no. Oh, our luck is going downhill. We do not hold back the darkness. We do get a darkness card. So I'm going to just grab the darkness card deck. And oh, man. Yeah, this cracked ice room is going to kill us, I think. So let's just say, here we go. The darkness card. What horrible darkness card befalls us? The Dark Omen. Oh, this sounds good. The darkness grows ever closer. The darkness immediately moves 1 step on the depth track. Each hero gains 20 XP and may recover a grit. Okay, that's not the most horrible thing. Let me just reread that, make sure I got it right. The darkness immediately moves 1 step forward on the depth track. Okay, well, we don't want that, but what are we going to do? And each hero gets 20 XP and may recover a grit. So that's going to give Ashlee a grit. Marshall already has maximum grit, but it also gives us 40 XP. All right, so 40 XP, and Ashlee gets a grit. Back to the board. Okay, continuing on, the cracked ice room. Come on, Marshall, do something. He rolls a 4. So again, that gives him 1 safe movement. Yeah, and you know what? He's going to risk it. He's going to use that 1 movement he had left. See if he cannot fall through the ice. He rolls a 6. He makes it safely. This room is agonizing. All right, Ashlee rolls to move. She rolls a 4. Same thing. 1 movement without a problem. And yeah, she's going to go ahead and risk it as well. And the risk did not pay off. How much damage is she going to take? 5 damage for falling through the ice. She's at 11 damage right now. And she's going to spend her final bandage. She's getting pretty beaten up to try to heal a D6 of wounds. 2. She heals 2. Which is going to leave her a total of 9 wounds. Boy, this room is beating her up badly. I guess I shouldn't have risked it, but the longer we sort of spend in this room wasting time, the worse it's going to get. All right, back to holding back the darkness again. All right, trying to hold back the darkness. Come on. Oh, no. Oh, this is sucky. All right, we go to a Growing Dread card, and we know how thrilling those are. So, let me just grab the deck, take the top card off the deck. These go, of course, into a pile. They get revealed in the final encounter, which happens when we find our second clue icon, the Targa Plateau. Back to the rotten, cracked ice room. All right, continuing cautiously along, Marshall rolls a d6 for movement, rolls a 5. So, 1, 2, 3... Does he want to just stay there, or is he going to risk it? He's been really lucky so far. He's going to risk it. He's going to move 1. And does he take damage? He rolls a 4. He makes it. Can he risk it and roll a move? He can move 1 more space. Does he want to do it? Oh, what the heck. He moves 1 more space. And he rolls a 5, so he's safe again. No, I'm not scavenging here. We have enough trouble as it is, so I'm purposely not doing any scavenging. All right, Ashlee needs a big 6. Come on. Yes, she gets a 6. So she can move 1, 2 spaces, and she can do it safely. Okay, so that means it's the end of the turn. Now, Marshall did not look through, and he did not scavenge. You don't have to. He just moved to this spot. So we've basically navigated the room, although Ashlee's taken a bunch of damage for it, which is unfortunate. Back to holding back the darkness, and let's see if we can get out of this dopey room. Okay, trying to hold back the darkness. 7 will do it. We hold back the darkness so nothing more horrible happens. Back to the board. Let's get off this courtyard cracked ice tile. All right, well, we're at the edge of the tile. Marshall's going to roll for a movement. He doesn't really need to. He has maximum grit already. He rolls a 1, which gives him a grit, but he's not going to move anywhere. He can't collect a grit. He is going to look through. And so we are going to consult the Targa Plateau map deck. He rolled a 1 for movement, didn't he? So he takes a damage. Darn it, I forgot about that. He shouldn't have rolled to move at all, silly guy. But he's going to have to take a damage for that. That sucked. I should not have rolled to move. He didn't need to. Well, it was my error. All right, so where do we find? Oh, great. We find an ancient street, which does not have an encounter token on it. All right, let me get that out and get it placed. All right, so the tile is placed, and I made an error. Yes, this does get an exploration token. It's not a big corridor. It is actually considered a room. It's an ancient street exploration token, but it is now Ashlee's turn, and it is time for her to move. And so she's going to roll to move. She rolls a 5, which she can easily move here without having to deal with the cracked ice, and she's going to end her movement there, which means we're now into the exploration phase. And we're going to have a gate, but the gate is going to lead back to another place in the Targa Plateau. So let's roll to see where the gate is going to be. We roll a 5, so it will be, if we orient that, it will be down here. So we have a gate here, and the other 2 locations are going to be blocked off. So this doesn't go anywhere, and this doesn't go anywhere. However, we do have an attack. All right, so let me figure that out and grab the deck to see which attack we are going to get. All right, so we do need an attack, and so that means we're going to be drawing a threat card. But we're going to be drawing an Otherworld threat card. I'll show you from the Targa Plateau, because that's where we are. These are the Otherworld threat cards. We don't draw just the regular low threat, because we're not in the mines anymore. And I just thought I probably should show you the Targa Plateau card. It says Frigid Weather. Move rolls of 1. Do 1 automatic wound to the hero with no defense roll. Heroes recover a grit on a move of 1 or 2. Oh, I think I slightly messed that up. I'm going to have to review the video and see if I did this correctly. So you get a wound on a 1 roll, but you get a grit on a 1 or 2. So I may have given someone a wound on a 2. I can't remember. I will review it. I'll leave notes in the video, which you probably already have seen. So this is the Targa Plateau, and we now need to deal with an Otherworld threat. And there's not a lot of Otherworld threat cards yet. I'm sure with a bunch of expansions there will be more. What do we have for an Otherworld threat? We have... great. My favorite, we have Snow Terrors. A Snow Terror is a night terror with the following. Thick fur, so they have defense of 4, natural habitat, initiative 4, XP 30, plus 5 per hit, and we're going to get 1 Snow Terror. So I'm going to have to, again, all the modifiers for all the stuff in this game. So Snow Terrors this time. Let me get that placed on the board. We'll take a look at the regular Night Terror card and make the adjustments for a Snow Terror. Okay, so we have the Snow Terror set up here. And I'm using the little mini dice on the card itself to make the adjustments. So for a Snow Terror, they have thick fur, so their defense is 4 instead of 3, so I'm putting the 4 on their defense to remind myself. And they have an initiative of 4 instead of 3. So yes, because they're a monster, they will get to go first. And the other thing is their experience. Every time you hit them, you get 30 XP plus 5 for every 1 wound you put on them up to their maximum health. So this guy is going to be a nightmare, but he's not a night terror, he's a snow terror. And so I'm going to leave the episode off there. And we're going to pick it up with the Battle Royale coming up in the next episode, where we're going to see if we can survive the Snow Terror. Boy, this, I don't know. This is nasty because they have 4 combat dice, They do 4 damage with 1 hit if you don't block that hit. So that is really nasty. Marshall's got 3 grit though, and Ashlee has 1, so let's hope that that can mitigate some of the pain that I'm sure the Snow Terror is going to do for us. And yes, the mine posse marker had to move up 1, so it is now at 13 instead of 14, so it's moving down. We still need a 7+ to hold back the darkness. All right, that's going to be it for this episode. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the videos. If you do, join me next time for the battle against the Snow Terror with Ashlee, the rancher, and Marshall, the U.S. Marshal. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.